Hello, this is Nathan Wood, pastor of North Dayton Baptist Church, and welcome to day 27 of the McShane reading plan. I believe we're almost all the way through January already, isn't it? Blink and it'll be December. We're in Genesis 28, Matthew 27, Esther 4, and Acts 27. Lot of things going on here, big things. First and foremost, I put at the top of the top the crucifixion of Jesus. Pilate washes his hands and gives them Jesus to crucify, and he says, "I'm innocent of this just man's blood." Pilate has the inscription, Jesus, King of the Jews, in 3 different languages. Some have suggested that the acronym in Hebrew would have spelled YHVH, or Yud He Vav He, the Tetragrammaton, the name of God in Hebrew, and that would have angered the Jewish religious establishment. But be that as it may, when Pilate at the end of this chapter says, "You've got men, go and make it sure as you can," it's very possible that he was being sarcastic, in as much as that if this guy's going to rise from the dead, you're not going to be able to stop it anyway. Pilate did not want to do what he did. I don't know Pilate's fate. A lot of things shift at this point. Judas Iscariot had gone from being trusted with the money bag and Jesus' disciples to dipping his hand into it, to having an inward turmoil, to betrayal, to being possessed by Satan himself. And he hangs himself here, casts his money away. He tries to get rid of it. But folks, getting rid of your sin, or getting rid of whatever enjoyment that you got from your sin, or it's like, well, if I didn't make any money doing it, or if I give it back, it's like you can't do enough good to make things right. You can't feel sorry enough to make things right. That's why in society, when people talk about paying your debt to society, we have a broken system, even at best. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't have a system, but people talk about paying your debt to society. But if you've been a convicted felon, if you've committed certain sins, you don't get that expunged from your record. It's only in Jesus' eyes that we can ever be washed clean. We humans, we are paranoid creatures. We want to know what our neighbors have done and what they've been up to, and whether they'll commit crime again. We really operate under the pig returns to its mire and the dog returns to its vomit mentality. We're not forgiving people. If you've ever watched "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou," Ulysses Everett McGill says the state of Mississippi's a little bit more hard-nosed. That's the human system. You can't pay it back enough. Certainly within certain social constructs, social taste can shift. What was once considered funny in some places is now considered anathema in the court of public opinion. And who can save you from the wrath of the mob? No one. There's no forgiveness. There's no redemption. Folks, that's not how God operates. Praise be to God. The Lord takes twisted people like Jacob, who trick his brother, and comes from several generations of tricksters, and finds him in the wilderness and said, "I'm going to make your name great. I'm going to give you the covenant of your father Abraham." And he has a ladder, angels ascending and descending upon Bethel, the house of God, This is later talked about in the Gospels by Jesus. You'll see angels ascending and descending upon the Son of Man. Jesus is at the top and the bottom of the ladder, and he is the ladder. He is the way. He established the covenant. He's the reason that Mordecai had faith that when he told Esther, he said, listen, if you don't do this, God's going to rescue the Jews one way or the other. But if you don't stand with us, it's going to be on your head and your family's head. And God raised you up for this time. That's the same call for all of us, ladies and gentlemen. You are here for a reason. I have struggled personally in many instances, feeling like, I wish that, my music taste is, I wish I was there in the 70s or the late 60s, early 70s. I love that music. I think about, how much it must have been different and this era, that era. Folks, there's good and bad in every point in this fallen human existence. And God knows you. He has allowed you to be born in the time when you were, in this time where we are, to share this earth together at this point so that we can fulfill his purpose, so that we could be about his business and speaking his truth. He raised up Paul, and it was the faith in the risen Son of God who bore our sin and bore the shame and the ridicule. And that's the reason Paul was willing to get on a prison ship and be nice to his guards so that they gave him leeway and listened to him, and to the point where, he was able to lead the whole ship to safety in the name of the Lord in the midst of the storm. Albeit the ship perished, but this whole ship's company was rescued. So God has raised you up for this time. He's raised you up to be a witness to the Lord Jesus Christ, the one who is the ladder to heaven. And he will empower you. He will strengthen you. If you will just seek him, you will find him. Mark it down. We love you, and he loves you. Have a good day.